Looney Tunes is a franchise that I am very fond of. From its questionable start to... Nah, this is crazy. How did this ever... You know what? Due to the geopolitical and economic state of the world right now, we're not going to talk about it. So let's move on. But before we do, I just want to thank all of you for over 200 subs and 16,000 views on my last video. I appreciate the fact that there's people out there that enjoys watching me ramble on about whatever. We're only going up from here, so hit the subscribe button and like the video if you genuinely enjoy my content. We have a movie to talk about though, and to spare you some trouble, yes, it's pretty damn good. This right here is the first fully 2D animated original Looney Tunes movie in theaters ever. So the fact that we almost didn't get this film is crazy to think about. Ken, what do you mean? Could you elaborate further? Shh. Don't rush me, I'm getting there. Jeez. To start off, this is the first of 3 movies that Warner Bros originally planned to release. The other 2 being a Bugs Bunny film and a Coyote vs. Acme film. The latter happens to be done, but they're just sitting on it. They just need to release this shit, man. With this movie in particular, you had members of the team leave because the future was uncertain due to the merger between Warner Bros and Discovery. This man legit almost ruined everything. Luckily, this film wasn't scrapped, though it did go through development hell. The Day the Earth Blew Up was originally announced in 2021, with it being scheduled to release on both Max and Cartoon Network. In 2022, it was shelved as a part of Warner Bros. Content write-off, but they continued to produce it anyway. Later, in late 2023, it was revealed to be getting an actual theatrical release. Then, sometime last year, it was distributed to Ketchup Entertainment. That's the actual name. I don't even like ketchup like that, so to make it the name of your company is just jarring to me. None of that matters though, because they took really good care of this film. They had it set to release in early 2025. With the amount of shit that this movie went through from its original reveal, it's a miracle that it even made it to theaters in the first place. I don't know what the hell is going on at Warner Bros, but this ain't it, yo. But, we did get it, so let's talk about it. The story follows Daffy Duck and Porky Pig as 2 adoptive brothers trying to get through, well, life. They're at the point where they're facing their childhood home being foreclosed due to poor maintenance, particularly the roof, which happens to have a big ass hole in it caused by an alien ship crashing on Earth. I like that the film has a little fun here with Porky and Daffy missing the large gaping hole that's there. Eventually they fail inspection and they're given a few days to actually fix the problem. Hear me out. You said no? My fault, OG. This leads to the pair going on a job hunt. Throughout their many failed attempts, they actually managed to get one through the introduction of a gum scientist named Petunia Pig at a gum factory. While working there, Daffy discovers an alien contaminating the gum to take over people's minds. This leads to Daffy, Porky, and Petunia needing to stop the soon-to-be gumpocalypse, and yeah, that's the story. The Day the Earth Blew Up happens to pay homage to classic 50s movies like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which isn't a bad route to take for the story that they're telling here. It fits the wacky nature of what these characters are and is accomplished pretty effectively. I mean, gum, of all things? That's Looney Tunes right there. I think this movie just gets it right, you know? One of the many strengths that it has is its comedy. Admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of slapstick, but The Day the Earth Blew Up offers more than that, and I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, I'd go out my way to say that this film is genuinely funny. If I'm watching anything Looney Tunes related, the one thing I expected to have is good comedy. It's been a constant throughout its many iterations, and I can confidently say that this film has it as well. There's a decent amount of adult jokes sprinkled in there, and I love it. There was a point where Daffy was saying that he was going to explode on 2 of the characters in the movie. Wink, wink. That was funny. Looney Tunes, at its core, is riddled with adult jokes, so I think it's great to see the franchise return to form. Now, it doesn't completely rely on adult jokes to be comedic. There are other jokes that I thought stood out too, particularly the bit with Farmer Jim and his different art style and how it looks straight up like a close-up out of something like SpongeBob. Most of the jokes hit, I just happen to really like the adult ones. They're just so witty, subtle, and properly timed, and I, as me, value that. Something else I think this movie gets right, weirdly, is the addition of modern trends and such. Usually, whenever modern trends and technology are added to a franchise that doesn't typically have them, it's piss poor. It's different here. They don't use it as a crutch or anything. Daffy was throwing that thing on social media though, I can't lie. Still, everything here feels believable in that Looney Tunes sort of way. I think it's implemented pretty well. Where the movie truly shines is with its characters. The main characters in this happen to be Daffy and Porky, and I welcome it. Typically in modern day Looney Tunes media, the main duo is Bugs and Daffy, but I always enjoyed the dynamic between Porky and Daffy a little bit more. Fun fact, although Bugs Bunny is kind of seen as the face of the franchise nowadays, both the pig and duck were created before him. Porky in 1935, Daffy in 1937, and Bugs in 1938. 1940 officially. So I think it's cool that they decided to focus on these two for the movie despite Bugs Bunny being more popular. I also think it's interesting how they went about portraying the relationship between Daffy and Porky. I know they've been a duo as far back as when they were in black and white, but it's always been pretty one-sided with Daffy not really respecting Porky, you know, taking advantage of him at every turn. This movie, however, portrays them as adoptive brothers with more of a supportive relationship. They're also given entire character arcs here and is sort of unusual, but it works. Daffy in this movie is crazy as hell. There's no other way to put it. That's what he is. Though it does help in creating drama, conflict with Porky. It's successful for the dynamic that they're going for. Daffy's also as unreliable as he's portrayed in modern media, but for different reasons. Less taking advantage of people and more loony. In this iteration, he actually means well. He just has no chill. Porky, on the other hand, is more of how he's always been depicted. More or less. In my opinion, he feels much more alive. He's simply just trying to get by in life. He also gets visibly upset with Daffy throughout the entire movie, and we as the audience can sympathize with him. Thinking more on it, Porky seems to have a very short fuse in this iteration. I mean, Daffy is the reason for a lot of the problems that he experiences, so it does make sense. As much as I like what's being told between Daffy and Porky, I have to admit that it gets even better when you throw Petunia Pig in the mix. Would. Might as well add me to the list of gooners on Twitter. Petunia Pig is just integral to the core of this movie as Daffy and Porky. I mean, they literally could not have won without her. I really love this iteration of her too. Obviously, she's the love interest for the only other pig in this movie, but I can appreciate the fact that they didn't make her a girl copy of the male counterpart as a means to lazily make the two a couple. Petunia is her own character with her own motives. It makes it that much more satisfying to see her and Porky work their way up to dating. She has her own subplot of trying to find the best ingredient to make the perfect chewing gum, and it's really interesting. In addition, the way she bounces off of Daffy and Porky is so natural, specifically Porky. They have this chemistry to them that just works so well. They also share stutter sometimes, and they're just so adorable, man. You just wanna eat them up, you know what I mean? Make a nice little breakfast with some bacon and sausages, some lunch, cool little ham sandwich, pulled pork, some dinner with grilled pork chops, Boston butt, maybe a few baby back ribs, or maybe you're a little nasty with it, some chitterlings, possibly some pig feet. I'm getting a little bit too caught up in the moment, so let's get back to the review. These characters capture the original spirit of the shorts. They're just so fun and zany. It really does go to show how good the Looney Tunes can be in their own movie. I'm looking at you, Space Jams, back in action. Y'all ain't slick. I love y'all though. I think the other characters shown are cool too. The dynamic between the alien and the scientist she took control over is admittedly pretty entertaining. I think he's a twist villain done okay. His motivation for actually wanting to save Earth reminds me of Beerus from Dragon Ball, and I couldn't help but smile. We do have some delicious ass food, and it's probably our one saving grace. It's just the fact that he chose Boba of all things to be infatuated with, cause it's like I really despise Boba, especially passion fruit green tea Boba. It's such a yucky order of sorts. The only real problem that stands out to me with this movie is awkward cuts and transition at times. It kind of made me go, I don't know about that one. It didn't completely ruin the immersion for me though, so I'm not too mad at it. You know what time it is though. Say it with me, the art and animation. I cannot stress how good this movie fucking looks. Look at how fluid and expressive everything is, and it's hand-drawn. I love hand-drawn animation. It's just so beautiful, I could cry, but I'm not going to.
Get back in there, Tia.
Look at everything that's on display. Look how bouncy it is. Look at the shots. Look at the character acting and backgrounds. Look at the colors. Oh my god, the colors. I hate how this movie is only getting recognition through word of mouth. There was absolutely zero marketing for this movie, and by some chance there actually was, then they did a piss poor job. It's Looney Tunes, for crying out loud. There should be no reason that it's struggling to break even. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Not we, they. What are they doing? Y'all know how passionate I get about animation. It just feels like wasted effort. You look at other countries, Japan, France, they have no problem with their 2D animated movies. As a matter of fact, there's a preference for 2D animated content while using 3D animation as a tool to help with said content. Now obviously there's benefits that come with making 3D animation, mainly that is more often than not more versatile and has better sense of depth, dimension, and longevity. I just wish we had more of a healthy balance between the two. I respect the hell out of the team that developed this film. They really put their all into making something magical. It's just a testament to how great 2D animation works as a medium. Through its extraordinary expressions and fluid movements as a whole, it's just so good. So, with that in mind, I'm giving The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, a 7.3 out of 10. To be honest, I do think that the surrounding drama is kind of skewing people's perception of this film, but it is good though. Ketchup Entertainment did their thing, and they're currently in negotiation with Warner Bros to potentially get Coyote vs. Acme, so let's hope they get the chance to cook once more. 2025 has been a very interesting year for media in general so far, and there's so much more to come. As far as Looney Tunes go, we just have to continue to support it so Warner Bros can see that the franchise isn't dead. In the right hands, Looney Tunes can and will be good again. I mean, just look here, the product speaks for itself. Ketchup Entertainment is truly showing us that they're willing to go above and beyond to see the franchise live. All we have to do is show up and support. So with that being said, always pour the milk first. We out, y'all.